Was the KSI Logan Paul fight a scam? Let's talk about that. Hey, this is Dan Baczynski. We're doing a solo podcast today. Sorry, Tanner. It's been a while since we've got one of these out. For all of you, for all the Staminators at home, my apologies that we haven't gotten a video out. We went camping last week. Dave, myself, and some of the other boys, some that have been on the podcast, had a good time. It was a lot of fun, but with that, we weren't able to get a podcast out. And also, I'm moving out soon into my own apartment. So soon enough, we're going to be doing these podcasts in a brand new area. Might be able to bring more things to the channel. So like and subscribe. There will hopefully be maybe some short skits. I know we've been talking about that for a while, but I really want to do those, you know? Those are always fun to do. I think I have some okay ideas. So, I mean, we'll see in the future, huh? But for now, it's just going to be me. But yeah, let's just get right into it, huh? First off, let's talk about what everyone's talking about. Logan Paul, KSI, Deji, Jake Paul, and the other two random dudes, Scarce and, who was it? It was Scarce versus Raka Raka. Okay. First off, let's talk about the weigh-ins, alright? Let's get the weigh-ins out of the way. What the heck was that weigh-in? First off, Raka Raka, or not Raka Raka, Scarce was holding his breath in the whole freaking time. The guy looked so fucking weird. It wasn't even funny. I was like, ugh, he looked sickly. He looked like, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, it was disgusting. So when he comes out, he doesn't look like he's trained a day in his life. He looks exactly like how some tall, little, like kind of plump, not plump, but you know how tall people usually kind of have that girthy, thickness to them? You know what I mean? He looked like that, except for that he was holding in his breath the entire time. It was so gross. It was like, ugh, you just wanted to stop looking at it. And then Raka Raka, I don't know, he just looked like a random dude. So that was a weird start to the whole weigh-in. Then freaking Jake Paul and Deji come up. Oh, by the way, I watched this all after because I was about to pay the $13 for the pay-per-view. And I'm like, you know what? Screw that. And thank God I did. But anyways, we'll get to that later. But anyways, so then Jake Paul and Deji come out. Jake Paul's got, like a million chains on, and all his buddies start taking them off. I'm like, oh my gosh, he looked like a girl who was going to prom, and the prom date was like putting on the corsage, doing all that stuff for him. I'm like, dude, that's not cool. No one goes, oh, look at how his boys have to take off his chains. Man can't even take off his own chains. That's OG. No, that was just stupid. It just looked freaking ridiculous. But anyways, he goes on, and then my favorite part of the whole night was Deji. All right, I'll put up hopefully a picture in the podcast. If it's up, look right now, because holy crap, Deji, he was training for what, like 4 or 5 months? What was he training? The guy's a plump SOB. Holy crap. He walks up there, takes off his shirt, and he's got this just belly on him. And I was laughing so hard. Because, like, all these guys, well, other than freaking Scares, who also just look freaking weird. But, like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, KSI, all these buff dudes who look like they've been trained, and Deji looks like he just came out of freaking Dunkin' Donuts and was like, oh shit, I gotta fight. So, just ran over, was big belly, got a little bit of a muffin top going on, and his scarf, like, I don't know what he was trying to do, but, oh yeah, that was the funniest thing I think I have ever seen in a weigh-in. Just this chubby motherfucker just coming onto the weigh-in, start flexing. Everyone's just like, ooh, where'd all this training go? You should have quit way before this, Deji. It's game over already. But yeah, and then Logan Paul, KSI do their thing, and then the fight happens. And Deji, no surprise, threw in the towel. I mean, what do you expect from this guy? This guy is like just an annoying little freaking sidekick to KSI. Everyone's like, hey, KSI, who's still kind of annoying, but he's much better than Deji. And then Deji comes in, suck your mum! And KSI's just like, oh, bro, please, why did I invite you to this? You know what it felt like? It felt like one of those moments where you and your buddies were about to do something, and then your mom's like, oh, can you bring your little brother along? And he's this weird little weirdo. That's what Deji is. Deji's that weird little weirdo that just gets brought along onto everything. But anyways, I mean, he ended up blooding Jake Paul's nose, which was, I mean, for me, it was nice to see. I was like, well, I mean, at least it was something. But no surprise there. And then the Logan Paul KSI fight happens, and it's a draw. What? Oh my gosh, it's such a scam, dude. How is anyone like believing this? Really? There's no way in hell it was an actual draw. One. And two, you could just tell this is such a money grab. Like, they've already made millions off of this fight, but they want to do another fight. It's going to be another pay-per-view. It's going to be another whole freaking big thing, and you're going to be buying stuff. They're going to be getting views. It's disgusting, all right? No one wanted a tie. No one, like, do you think anyone in the stands, when they said, it's a draw, everyone was like, yes, we get to pay another $13 for this. Woo! Let's go. No, everyone's like, wow, okay, I'm glad I just wasted my money to watch a draw. Like that. Imagine the Stanley Cup Finals. LA versus frickin' Washington. In the last game, Game 7. Boys are going hard. Shooting, passing, scoring. And it's a tie game. And the NHL goes, well, we're going to do another freaking year of playoffs, like next year, and you're going to have to pay for your seats again. Everyone will be like, no, I want to know who won the cup. Like, it's so stupid. And everyone's having this whole, like, oh, KSI won. He had 58 points in round 2. No one cares, all right? I don't think any of those points were well counted. The fight itself, oh man, just watch UFC if you want to fight. Watch real fighters, or watch real boxing, because these guys are just slow. It looks like two high school kids just got into a boxing ring and started going at each other. It's just bad. It's low tier boxing, and in my opinion, it's not entertaining at all. I think it's quite boring to just watch these guys who are not that good at boxing box each other. Like, my favorite was how Logan Paul's like, oh, I'm hoping to join the UFC after this. It's like, nah, dude, you were fighting a YouTuber, like another YouTuber. You weren't fighting anyone of, like, high skill. That's, you beating, even if you beat KSI, that would not be enough reason alone to go into the UFC. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I would hope it would be another CM Punk where he just gets his ass handed to him in the first two fights. But I mean, I don't think he's gonna go, especially after a tie, because he's just gonna be making millions off of this scam that all these little 13-year-olds are gonna be like, Team Maverick, bro. Logan Paul's gonna win the next fight. No, there's gonna be another fight, and then a grudge match, and then another rematch, and then this could become like a full YouTube series, and then everyone's gonna get into it. Everyone's gonna try. I really hope that this doesn't become a big YouTube phase where all these YouTubers are boxing each other, where it's just like, I want to box this guy just to what? To make money. There's nothing to it, you know? It's all a scam. I think it was a scam from day one, but I mean, it was kind of interesting watching all this hilarious crap go through. I mean, some of it was kind of interesting, but things like the diss tracks, they're not that good. I don't know what everyone's saying, but listen to Pusha T's diss track on Drake, alright? Listen to that, and then compare it to KSI's diss track or Logan Paul's diss track. It's not even close. Like, it's so obvious that these guys aren't rappers, you know? Like, I like to make raps sometimes just for fun, and I don't think they're very good. But I wouldn't make a diss track on someone, or maybe I would. You know what? Who cares? But it's just all bad. It's all watered down of the good stuff you could have. Like, you could listen to Logan Paul raps, KSI raps, or you could go to actual professional rappers who are able to just spit down some freaking badass beats and just go off, freestyle anytime. Or you can listen to these guys who you can tell are trying every lyric for them is a struggle. You know, they are trying their absolute best to get things to rhyme like, oh, I am the man. I got so many fans. And my boys and I play LAN parties, you know, stuff like that. Ooh, okay, no one take that. That's my raps, all right. Ooh, those are actually fire, dude. No, okay. For anyone at home, I was just joking. I know those were bad. Please don't comment down below about how bad my raps are. Okay, I mean, honestly, I feel like rapping would be a lot of fun. Just getting into the rap game, just being like yo yo yo. But I mean, I think if I ever got into the rap game, which I don't intend to, but I mean, we'll see how it goes, man. Podcast into a full rap album into a duo with Drake could happen. I don't know. I mean, you never know in life. But anyways, shit. I just completely went off topic. Yeah. I have no idea where I was going with that, okay? I'm sorry to everyone at home who was following that very interesting story. I don't have Dave here to anchor me down. It's kind of a bit of a woo all over the place because if you ever, for those of you who watch, Tanner, mainly you, everyone else, we love you. Comment down below, tell us your names so then we could say someone other than Tanner. Because, man, are we sick of Tanner, dude. He's always calling us, always giving us critiques. I think he's all that in a bag of potatoes. Who are you, Tanner? Just because you're our only fan doesn't mean you own us. No, I'm just kidding, Tanner. Please keep watching our videos. We need the watch time, dude. Please. But anyways. Oh, man, I did it again. Oh, yeah, Dave. But if you ever listen to our videos, you'll realize that I just blurt out random shit 24/7. Boom, boom, evolution is backwards. Boom, boom. I don't know. Wow, I don't even remember random shit I said. That's the only thing I can remember. But anyways, so I would just blurt out random stuff. Bam, 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 out of nowhere. We'll be like, what the heck? And they'll be like, what are we talking about? And that's what Dave's for. Dave is the one who anchors this podcast into reality. But I mean, sometimes you gotta do the solo podcast, and then you end up with a whole bunch of random kabobbles. Is kabobble even a word? I don't know. I mean, I hope it's a word, because I don't know about you, but kabobble, that is a fun word to say. All of you at home, say kabobble. Go kabobble. And it's just like, what? Taylor, I bet you just did it at work. Freaking loser. Speaking of work, those of you following my green tech storyline, I finally made it into refurb. I made it into the job position I wanted with only 1 week left until I quit. They gave me what I wanted. I couldn't believe it, dude. I was like, all right, I guess I'm not getting this job, because the thing in my factory is it's a factory where it gets to 40 degrees Celsius, which is like 100 and something in Fahrenheit. I don't know. America, just get with the program. Everyone's using Celsius, centimeters, kilograms, all of that, all right? Why do you have to be so unique? Why do you always have to be like, oh, I'm America, we do things differently? Like, we don't care. No one cares. It just makes it confusing. Like, no one wants to use inches. What are inches, dude? Get out of my face with that. But anyways, so it's like 40 degrees Celsius in this factory. And we usually, where I used to work, we'd have to wear long sleeves, pants, gloves. Some people wore masks because of the dust. I didn't because it was just too hot. And you are sweating balls, man. It is the worst. And you know what they do? They give us popsicles. At break, they're like, oh, it's pretty hot outside, so here's a popsicle. It's like, what? Freaking Lenny just fell over. One guy got taken out for a heat stroke, and they're like, make sure you drink lots of water. It's like, no, we need an AC unit. We need to not be in a freaking oven, man. Holy crap. It's so funny though, because I noticed the older you get, the more you realize how oblivious people the higher up you go, it seems the more oblivious, because they just don't care as much about what happens underneath. But you could just tell they're working in their AC offices, which by the way are beautiful. I've been in some and I'm like, woo, this is nice. So anyways, working in these beautiful AC offices, got this nice chairs, nice plush chairs, working on their computers. And then they come down into our break room, which is nice, and they see all these guys just dead. Just, oh my gosh, we can't take this heat. Because in Canada, we've had one of the hottest summers. We've had so many heat waves. It's not even funny. So anyways, we're having all these heat waves. Mans are going down. Like, we had a guy have a heat stroke, another guy collapse. A few days ago, they actually did give us a half day off because people were, I think, throwing up in the bathroom. All right. I don't know if that's true, but because I left that day, I was like, I'm going camping. I don't care. But anyways, so they gave us one half day, but like, mans are falling down. Shit's getting crazy. And you know what they do? They go, make sure you drink lots of water. And remember, here's some popsicles. It's like, that's not going to help. I'm not going to. Like, is there any doctor that's ever said, yes, a popsicle is what you need in case of a heat stroke. If you find yourself in a heat stroke, find the nearest ice cream shop and buy a popsicle. That will balance out the heat and the cold, and you'll be fine. You won't even have to go to the hospital. Now, popsicles don't do anything. If anything, the sugar will just dehydrate you more. Okay, don't take me on that. I haven't taken a science class in a few years, so I don't know if that's true. But from what I remember, shit like that does not help. Because I remember as a kid learning that if you're thirsty, don't eat ice cream. Alright? For all you youngsters watching this, which, by the way, why are you watching this? It's just a bunch of crude language of just some stupid teenagers. Well, I mean, adults. We're young adults now. But anyways, all you youngsters, if you're ever outside in the sun, playing in the sun, having fun with your friends, you're man, I'm thirsty. You ever say that? Don't go get ice cream. Because it won't help. If anything, it'll make it like 20 times worse. I was at a Mopar festival once as a kid. For those of you who don't know, Mopar is like old Challengers. Oh shoot. Jeez, I'm having huge muscle. Chargers, all stuff like that. It's a certain area of old-fashioned muscle cars. So I was at a Mopar fest, looking at all these cars, having lots of fun. I'm like, man, I'm thirsty. So then I go grab myself an ice cream. I down that ice cream. I'm like, oh. And after that, I was like, I'm dying. I need a Coca-Cola. And my parents are like, nah, you can have water. And man, I hated water as a kid. Did anyone else hate water? Or was that just me? Because as a kid, I could not stand water. It was so bland. Like, if I drank too much, I'd literally start gagging. Because I was just like, it's so gross. You know? I mean, everyone I talk to, though, they're like, yo, what? How do you not like water? But I don't know. there's something so bland it actually ended up being disgusting. I don't know. And I'd get the same reaction to it as I do from eating Jello. Does anyone get that when you eat Jello? You get like a gag reflex because of the Jello. I don't know, man. This is probably going to be a shorter podcast, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just kind of going off of random shit right now. Anything big happened? Oh, John McCain died. Rest in peace, John McCain. You know what's hilarious about that, though? Wow, I can't believe I just said that. But, hear me out. With John McCain's funeral, they would rather have Barack Obama, the guy who beat him to presidency, speak at his funeral over Donald Trump. That says something about how bad of a name Donald Trump has for himself right now. And I really think he's shooting himself in the foot right now. Because there was a while where I'm like, oh man, this guy's getting so much crap for what he does. But like, he was also an idiot, so he deserves it. But now it's just like, it seems like he doesn't want people to like him, you know? It seems like he goes out of his way, and he just straight up changes his story all the time. Now it's just like, it's like a child who's in trouble. Have you noticed that? If you watch all of Donald Trump's freaking court dealings and this whole Stormy Daniels, this whole Mullen investigation, all that stuff, every time he's just like a kid who changes his story to make it sound better every single time. He's like, oh, well, I said this. Oh, well, I said that. Oh, well, I blah, blah, blah. Every time it contradicts himself, too. So it's just like, oh, Donnie boy, Donald. Stop talking. Ask someone for advice before you go in. I honestly do not believe this guy, like, you know what I believe he does? He goes to his advisors, he goes, all right, what should I do? And they're like, all right, you should say very little, don't bring up this, this, and this. He's like, got it. Goes out there, does exactly the opposite of what all his advisors say, and they're just sitting there like, ah, oh, he did everything we told him not to do. Because it's just, I don't know what advisors would tell him to say anything he said, you know? It's all ridiculous. It's all terrible. Well, not all of it. Well, we're not going to get into that debate today. But, yeah. I mean, summer's almost over for Canadians. Almost back to school. Got your back to school shopping to do. But, I mean, honestly, a big thing I noticed now going into university, I'm so excited to go back to school, man. Oh, man. I've never been so like, oh, let's get summer over with. I want to hang out with the boys at school again, you know? I think it's also because my whole summer consisted of working 7 to 3:30. So it's not like I had a summer to relax. It was more like I worked, I went home, I ate dinner, slept, I did some random stuff, and then I went to bed, you know? I mean, the weekends were nice. That's a big thing, is that a full-time job really makes you appreciate the weekends, just how amazing it is to have Saturday, Sunday off. But other than that, it didn't really feel like a summer. It just felt like a time of work, which I guess is what summer is now. Because if you think about it, other than schooling, which is tough, don't get me wrong, but university in general is kind of a relaxing time. I think the majority of it, I think a lot of people have fun during university. It's kind of the time to hang out, party a little bit, which is crazy because in high school, all you think of is high school was the time to frickin' sit in class. You'd have 5 classes a day, every day. It was the worst, man. You're always ready for it to be done. But now university's like, oh, school is kind of sick because also, big thing for, again, young youths, do what you want to do. I know it's a very cliche thing to say, like, oh, do what your heart follows, but I don't think as a kid you realize how important that is to finding happiness in life. Because so often, when you're getting out of high school, all these people are like, oh, I'm going to get into this, this, and this because I has lots of money. Lots of money. And then you realize after, you're like, man, I do not want to have lots of money and be miserable my whole life. And that's when you realize that you'd rather have a job you love. Maybe you're lucky and it has money. But it may not. But at least you're happy your life, you know? And I think that's when you start to get into this whole why so many people just have normal income jobs. Maybe it's because that's what they needed to do. But also, I think people just find what they enjoy. And don't think so much about the paycheck. They think more along the lines of, well, this is something I can do for the rest of my life until retirement and still be a happy person. You know? Whoa, that was deep. That was a deep talk. Also, you might notice the sound quality's a little better. I mean, I do a lot of editing, but I'll check it after. But I'm pretty sure the sound quality is a lot better because I'm in kind of a new studio. It's got the memory foam anti sound. I don't know the technical aspects of it. You see a lot of YouTubers with it and all that. I might put a picture in of what it looks like. It looks really cool. From what I can hear right now, it sounds so much better than what it usually does. Just from the raw version, which is exciting for me, because that means less editing. But yeah, I mean, I won't be in here often. I'm moving into my new apartment, which, by the way, is the most exciting thing ever. I am so excited to live on my own again. It's something I've been craving to do for a while, because once you live on your own and you come home, there are certain things about home that are amazing. But there are also so many things about living by yourself that it's just like, oh, I am ready to go back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think we're actually just gonna, the royal we, me, myself, and I think we're gonna end it on a kind of half an hour podcast. This was kind of a mumbo jumbo podcast with a little bit of Logan Paul, KSI. If you like it, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, hit our Patreon, buy our merch, listen to my new rap album, follow my Twitch account, hit up my MySpace, hit up my Instagram. Wow, okay, sorry. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you. Why do I keep saying we? No, I'm not, alright? I am an independent person, so I can do this, alright? I will see you next time. Bye for now. Shut it down.
Fuck the rules.